Here is exactly what happens to your body between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. and why you wake up feeling like you never slept at all. 10:47 p.m., you shut the laptop, you brush your teeth. You tell yourself tonight will be different. You get 8 full hours, you do everything right, but 6 a.m. hits and you feel like you got hit by a truck. Your eyes are heavy, your brain is foggy, your first thought is already about coffee. Sound familiar? Here's what's wild. You're not tired because you slept too little. You're tired because your sleep architecture is broken. Sleep isn't just a block of unconscious time. It's a precise biological sequence. 4 stages, multiple cycles, a carefully choreographed repair process your body runs every single night. And most people are silently destroying it before they even get into bed. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which mistakes are wrecking your sleep, what's actually happening in your brain at 2 a.m., and the specific changes that can flip your mornings completely around. Let's start the clock. Let's be honest about the stakes here, because this isn't just about feeling groggy. In 2023, the CDC reported that 1 in 3 American adults are chronically sleep-deprived, not occasionally tired. Chronically. That number is staggering, and the downstream consequences are not small. Poor sleep is directly linked to a 41% increased risk of heart disease, accelerated cognitive decline, insulin resistance, elevated cortisol, and a compromised immune system that can take up to 3 days to recover from just one bad night. Dr. Matthew Walker, neuroscientist and author of Why We Sleep, published research showing that after just 17 hours of being awake, your cognitive performance is equivalent to a blood alcohol level of 0.05%. You're essentially functioning impaired every single day. But here's what nobody's talking about. The damage from poor sleep isn't just from sleep deprivation, it's from sleep stage disruption. You can sleep 9 hours and still wake up broken if you're not cycling through the right stages at the right times. That's the real problem, and it starts way earlier than you think. Okay, layer 1, the surface mistakes. The ones you've probably heard before, but haven't fully connected to the exhaustion you feel every morning. First, screen time. Not a myth, not overhyped. Blue light from your phone emits a wavelength between 450 and 490 nanometers, the exact range that suppresses melatonin production in your pineal gland. A 2015 Harvard study found that using a blue light emitting device for 4 hours before bed delayed melatonin onset by 90 minutes. 90 minutes. That's not just falling asleep late, that's your entire sleep cycle shifting backward. Your REM window, the most restorative stage, gets compressed. Second, room temperature. Most people sleep too hot. Your core body temperature needs to drop by 1 to 3 degrees Fahrenheit to initiate deep sleep. The optimal bedroom temperature is 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Above 70, your body spends the night fighting itself. Third, inconsistent sleep timing. Waking up at 7 a.m. on weekdays and 10 a.m. on weekends creates what researchers call social jet lag. In 2012, Dr. Till Roeneberg coined the term after studying 65,000 participants. It's the equivalent of flying from New York to London every Friday night. Your circadian rhythm doesn't forgive the weekend. These 3 things alone can steal up to 2 hours of quality sleep without you ever knowing it. Now we go deeper. Because the surface stuff is just the entry point. Here's what's actually happening inside your skull during a healthy sleep night, and why it's being silently destroyed. Your sleep runs in 90-minute cycles. Ideally, you complete 4 to 6 of them per night. Each cycle contains 4 stages. Stage 1 and 2 are light sleep. Stage 3 is deep sleep, also called slow-wave sleep. That's where physical repair happens. Human growth hormone is released almost exclusively during this stage. Your muscles rebuild, your immune system runs its maintenance protocol. Then there's REM, rapid eye movement. This is where memory consolidation happens. Emotional processing, cognitive restoration. Think of REM as your brain's nightly defragmentation. Here's where it gets critical. Your deep sleep cycles are front-loaded. They're strongest in the first half of the night. Your REM cycles are back-loaded, richest in the second half. So if alcohol puts you to sleep at 11 p.m. and you think you're sleeping great, you're not. Alcohol actively suppresses REM sleep. A single drink within 3 hours of bedtime reduces REM sleep by up to 24%, according to a 2018 meta-analysis in the journal JMIR Mental Health. You wake up, you dreamed less, you consolidated almost nothing. You feel like garbage and you don't know why. Okay, root cause. This is the layer most content never reaches, and it's the one that actually explains why millions of people do everything right. Dark room, no screens, consistent schedule, and still wake up exhausted. Your autonomic nervous system. Specifically, the balance between your sympathetic nervous system and your parasympathetic nervous system. Think of it this way. Your sympathetic system is the gas pedal. Fight or flight, cortisol, adrenaline, elevated heart rate. Your parasympathetic system is the brake. Rest and digest. Recovery, cellular repair. To enter deep sleep and stay there, your body needs to be firmly in parasympathetic mode. But modern life is running your sympathetic system at a near constant low hum. Chronic low-grade stress, notification anxiety, unresolved work loops. A 2021 study in Frontiers in Psychiatry found that elevated evening cortisol levels, caused by psychological stress, were the single strongest predictor of fragmented sleep architecture. Not caffeine, not blue light, cortisol. Here's the brutal part. You can't always feel high cortisol, you feel tired. But your nervous system is still activated. It's still scanning for threats. And your body will not enter stage 3 deep sleep at full depth while your threat response system is running. This is why people say, I sleep 8 hours, but I never feel rested. They're cycling through sleep stages but never going deep enough. The nervous system won't let them. Here's something almost nobody in the sleep conversation talks about. Your sleep quality tonight is largely determined by what you do this morning. That sounds backwards. But it's completely backed by the science of adenosine, your sleep pressure chemical. Adenosine builds up in your brain the entire time you're awake. The longer you're awake, the more it accumulates. The more it accumulates, the stronger your drive to sleep. By the time a healthy sleeper gets into bed after 16 hours of wakefulness, their adenosine pressure is so strong that the transition into deep sleep happens fast and hits hard. Now here's where most people self-sabotage. You hit snooze. You fragment your wake time. You take a 90-minute nap at 3 p.m. You drink 400 milligrams of caffeine at 2:30 in the afternoon, which has a half-life of 5 to 7 hours, meaning 200 milligrams is still in your system at 9 p.m., actively blocking adenosine receptors. You're chemically preventing sleep pressure from doing its job. You get into bed. You can't fall asleep. You get anxious about not sleeping. Let's zoom out, because when you see the full picture, it clicks in a way that individual tips never do. Here's the complete chain. Your morning fragmentation reduces adenosine pressure. Your afternoon caffeine blocks what's left of it. Your evening screens delay melatonin by 90 minutes. Your stress response keeps cortisol elevated into the night. Your too-warm bedroom prevents the core temperature drop needed for deep sleep entry. Your weekend sleep schedule resets your circadian rhythm 2 days a week, and if you have one drink to wind down, you've now actively suppressed your REM sleep in the second half of the night. Each of these is a small variable, but compounded across every night, they don't add, they multiply. And the person on the other end of that chain wakes up at 6 a.m. having spent 8 hours in bed and feels completely wrecked. Not because they didn't sleep long enough. All right, here's what you actually do with all of this. Step 1, fix your sleep anchor. Pick a consistent wake time every single day, including weekends. Do not negotiate with this. Your circadian rhythm needs 21 days of consistency to recalibrate. Set it, hold it. Step 2, cut caffeine at noon. I know, it's hard, but with a 5 to 7 hour half-life, a noon cutoff means roughly 50 milligrams or less in your system at 10 p.m. That's a game changer for adenosine pressure. Step 3, drop your room to 67 degrees Fahrenheit by 9 p.m. Use a fan, a cooling pad, or just crack the window. Your body needs that temperature drop to dive into stage 3. Step 4, create a 45-minute wind-down window. No screens, low light. Something calm, reading, stretching, journaling. This is your parasympathetic activation window. You're signaling to your nervous system, the day is done. Threat assessment is over. You can rest. Step 5, and this is where I want to point you to something specific. If you genuinely don't know which sleep stages you're actually reaching at night, you're essentially optimizing blind. I've been using a sleep tracking app called Oura or Whoop. Both give you granular data on your deep sleep and REM percentages, your resting heart rate variability overnight, and your sleep stage timing. That data changes everything. You stop guessing. You start seeing exactly where your architecture is breaking down. And alongside that, I want to mention magnesium. Specifically, a magnesium glycinate and magnesium threonate stack. Magnesium glycinate supports GABA activity, your main inhibitory neurotransmitter, helping your nervous system downshift at night. Magnesium threonate crosses the blood-brain barrier and has been shown in preclinical studies to support synaptic density. Together, they're a legitimate tool for deeper, more restorative REM. I'll have both linked in the description, the sleep tracking apps and the specific magnesium forms I personally use and recommend. These aren't magic, but paired with the behavioral changes, they accelerate the shift dramatically. Step 6. Morning sunlight within 30 minutes of waking, 10 minutes minimum. No sunglasses. This resets your circadian clock via your retinal ganglion cells and anchors your melatonin onset 14 to 16 hours later, exactly when you need it. 6 steps, 2 to 3 weeks, completely different mornings. Look, sleep is one of the highest leverage things you can optimize in your entire life. It's not a passive activity. It's an active biological process that your body is trying to run perfectly every single night. Your job is to stop getting in the way. You now know what's actually breaking your sleep. You know the chain, you know the root cause, and you know exactly what to do about it. If this video gave you one new insight, share it with someone who wakes up exhausted every morning and can't figure out why. It might be the thing that actually changes their life. Drop a comment below. Which of these sleep mistakes were you making? I read every single one. New videos drop every Tuesday and Friday. Subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only. Nothing in this video constitutes medical advice. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional before making changes to your sleep routine, supplementation, or health protocol.